published in 1999 with a third printing in April 2013. The poems in this collection highlight the difficulties of bridging Canada's two solitudes. Moving on from the more personal poems of swimming into the light, the self is now engaged in the social and political world. The book is an engagement with place, languages, cultures, and time. A reviewer once called it my love letter to Canada. Part 1 explores the October crisis of 1970 from the perspective of a 10-year-old child. On October 10th, 1970, Pierre Laporte, Quebec's Minister of Labor, was kidnapped about 3 kilometers away from my home in St. Lambert, and it had a profound effect on me, as it did a number of my friends in the neighborhood. Part 2 is a love letter to my then husband, whose nationalist views of Quebec differed greatly from my own. My naive intention was to write a book that would reconcile the solitudes. This is the title tells you. Last thoughts of Pierre Laporte stuffed and left in a car trunk at St. Hubert Air Base. Their jackal eyes, their cool, upturned collars, the holy chain on my neck, my wife, my kids, my lamp-lit bungalow. Downtown drunks and their pointless lives like beads of a broken rosary pinging across the floor. Domtar men with heart conditions, midnight jobs stirring soupy vats of paper, forebears on the stony land, ragged, broken men, livestock bred into madness, the world tipped on its side, unstoppable, the whirring in my brain, the suffocating darkness, just wanting a pillow and a last grab of air. And this is a more personal poem. I used to be a brownie. I don't know if anybody remembers brownies, but I was a brownie, and we used to do carpooling. The parents used to take turns driving the kids. And there was one night, one of the men, the fathers, was driving us. And I think he had a sort of a negative perception of francophones. He did. He was, and back then my parents wouldn't allow us to play with children whose parents were kind of anti-French. So this is me sort of trying to assert myself, my first political action. It's called Thursday Night. Days after the murder, we were driving home from Brownies, stars all jumbled up in the sky when it happened. Mr. Shaughnessy went ballistic on me for speaking French to Natalie, who didn't know a word of English. "Everybody speaks white in this car," he snapped, and all of us just sat there trembling in the divided air, small of our backs stapled against the cold vinyl. My mind reeled. What brother turned on a brother? How depraved did you have to be to actually kill someone with your bare hands? For a split second, there was a frightening imbalance in the air. Then he simply lost control of the wheel. I felt the blood drain from me as we roared up the sidewalk, and then I heard the body of the car crumple like a piece of cardboard. He jammed on the brakes. I thought of lunging at him, my pronged ring leaving viperous dots of blood on his cheek. I thought of a cold knife pressed against the base of his throat. I thought of its starry blade making a quick fish slit. I thought unflinchingly of everything. I waited a moment, and then the huge animal inside me fell silent.